Yes, it's gonna take a miracle.
Ah,
Suki, it's gonna take a miracle to
to
let
let
me
me
love
love
someone
someone new.
new. You know why I'm singing that, Sue?
'Cause I'm crazy for you.
Yes,
Well,
it's gonna take. You know who sings that song? Because she also sings, "Oh, baby, he's no Romeo. He's not loving one man show. Oh,
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 oh."
oh, let's hear it for the boy.
Little Denise Williams, Sook. She's coming on the show next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Denise
Love.
Williams.
Huge.
Yeah, come on. She's big. I mean, listen to all those songs with Johnny Mathis and, of course, Footloose. And it's good. I was very excited. You know what she also sang with Johnny Mathis?
What did she say?
Too much, too little, too
too
late
too
to
late.
cry again with you. Remember that tune when you were a
Too
kid?
much, too little, too late to ever try again.
Too much, too little, too late. I don't
Because it's
remember the rest of it.
over.
Yes, it's over.
It's over.
Sook, what's going on? Just letting everybody kind of crank up the old Facebook Live before we hit the start of the show.
Nothing.
Great show.
Can I tell
Great.
you something? Do you
Go
ever
ahead.
feel like some days that you just get up and it just keeps going and going and going, and I'm just like, wow.
Yep.
I haven't even. I'm glad for this this Zoom thing because literally, I'm filthy.
You don't have to get dressed up. You don't need a
I am
makeup
filthy.
person.
I am filthy. I was like, you know what? Let me just put a little foundation, put the hair up. I worked out, and I was like, I'm not gonna have a chance to take a shower right now, so we're just gonna do this.
That's it. Who cares? Listen, we had a great show yesterday.
Excellent show. Good energy.
Danielle C. Ryan, actress extraordinaire. Bree Jackson, commander in the Air Force, great singer, songwriter. Two girls who are ready to kick some butt at any time.
It's definitely a girl power show for sure.
Yeah, and from what I understand, you and I got a part in a movie in Palm Springs. So
Las Vegas. You got to show up in Las Vegas.
Yeah, no. It was funny because Shane Stanley was watching.
Oh, he had to correct
and he's
us?
he's like, guys, the movie's not in Las Vegas; it's in Palm Springs.
Okay, all right. I've never been to Palm Springs.
I said, you better let Danielle know because she's showing up to Las Vegas and she's in the movie. But yeah, no, we got a great show today. Derek Vanderhorst is here. He's got an insane, fantastic story. Singer, songwriter, Hollywood film mixer, sound editor, Souk. Toby Lightman's coming up. She was on maybe about a year ago. Singer, songwriter. She's been on all, back. She was on Letterman and Conan O'Brien, and she's doing her thing. And she's got new music out tomorrow. And we continue to rock and roll, my friend. Should we start it up?
Let's start it up. We continue to spotlight the stars here on the Suki and Scott Show.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, the seven of hearts. Exactly.
What she said.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu, is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen.
Really?
Your intro is fantastic.
It's fantastic, Souk, and so is the show. We continue to roll along, young lady. In case everybody has forgotten, this is all of the platforms the Suki and Scott Show airs. Just added local now this week, Souk, Byron Allen's platform. And
excellent.
We continue to roll along. By the way, we just added, you talk about broadcast, we just added a broadcast station down in the Norfolk, Virginia Beach market.
Excellent.
The CW27, I think it is. We're going to be on Saturdays at 11. So anything we do right here, maybe you should have wore a clean shirt today because we're going to be on.
I think it's pretty clean.
You look good. So yeah, we continue to rock and roll, add stations, and we move along.
Well, look at what Jeannie Clay said. You guys are doing amazing on your platform. Wow. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Well, we want to give a big shout out to our fans because, you are our community. I mean, you're not our fans. You're our community. You're our people. We are all together in this. So as Scott and I started building this, you guys came a part of it. We kind of discovered each other together, and now we're all a big happy family. So
absolutely, Suk. You know what? It's been a while, and we never, when we're on TV, we don't know who's watching, so we can't mention names while they're on live with us. You want to give a little rundown, say hello to some of our beautiful
Laura
women?
Nichols, Leah Dawn Burke, Doris Shizniski, Knock. Remember? Doris.
Oh yeah.
I always have such a hard time.
Hey, hold on.
Anderson.
Let's get that. Let's let me get that name up.
Yeah. There she
Doris Shiznaski.
No, Shiznaski.
No, Suk. It's Shakan King.
No, it's not. Doris, we're not making fun of you. Anyway, Cheryl Hull, Pam Apollonie, Janelle McCarty, Cherry Hattrick. I don't know. Deborah Partridge. I'm looking.
Lee Burke wants to know. She said, "I thought the Suki and Scott show was back in the studio."
Lee.
Lee, that's where we went and shot our pilot and all kinds of stuff. So that's what we're using to sell the show now. But we're still doing the show from right here in the confines.
For now.
Yes, the COVID boxes still rule here on the program.
Yeah. And I think you guys have gotten used to it. I mean, listen, if you watch other broadcast television stations, they do celebrity interviews where the celebrity is sitting at home. I mean, granted, the lighting is different, but
it's much easier for them.
They're still, I mean, so we're kind of doing the same thing. Just he's in his basement and I'm in my kitchen. It's just two different concepts.
Suk, we have an amazing show coming up today. Derek Vanderhorst is here. If you know his story, the guy basically battled cancer and said, go screw yourself.
Yeah.
And now he's back bigger than ever, singing, songwriting. He was a premier Hollywood film mixer, sound editor, and worked on one of my favorite movies, No Country for Old Men. Every time it's on, I gotta hang around and watch a little bit. Yeah. So he's coming up in a second. Toby Lightman will be here. She's gonna sing for us a little later on.
We haven't seen Toby in like a year, right?
Been a while for Toby. But Suk, here's our first question. Before we bring Derek in, here's one of those little,
is it the Suki mailbag?
It's not the Suki mailbag. It's the Suki rhetorical question bag, where there's no wrong answer.
There's no wrong answer.
Half of us do this when staying in a hotel room, Suki. What is it? Half of us do this when staying in a hotel room. There's no wrong answer. This is all just opinion, Suk.
I'm going to say have sex. Make whoopee.
Have sex is a great answer, Suki. I like it.
Make a whoopee.
Remember
who did that? Was that Wink Martindale that says a whoopee?
No, whoopee. That was a newlywed game.
Newlywed game.
Where was the weirdest place you ever made whoopee? Some people wrote check for bugs.
Ooh, I do that now. I do that all the time. Check for bugs.
Some people wrote steel towels or toiletries.
Oh, yeah, I've been guilty. I don't know about the towels, but toiletries, yes.
A couple folks wrote
read the Bible.
Leave the toilet seat up. I assume that was from men who are in hotel rooms.
Who are just on strike from their wives. They're like, I gotta leave the toilet seat up.
Order room service.
Ooh, I like ordering room service.
And the top answer to half of us do this when staying in a hotel room. The top answer, Suk, with the most answers was walk around naked. Suki, when I'm on the road, that's the first thing I do when I check in.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever
take my clothes off and I walk around naked?
Have you ever put on a robe or slippers that they have at the hotel?
No, my wife does that if we're at like a fancy schmancy place. But at like a regular,
No, we don't get that. Yeah.
Motel 6, Super 8, we're not throwing the robe.
No. Remember Hojo's back in the day? It was like, no. Remember when you get the plastic cups with the plastic on it?
Yeah, you had a plastic cup. And they would always have on the toilet seat, you'd have that little
You'd have
wrapping.
that sanitized.
Yeah.
You'd have it sanitized.
I would just stand and pee right on it. I would never.
Ew, you filthy animal.
Listen, Suk, Derek Vanderhorst is coming up. We were reading his story before. It's such an amazing story. We're going to talk to him about it. But the main thing is he's happy. He's healthy. He's doing his thing. He's singing. He's songwriting. He's got new music out. Here's a little bit of Derek, and then we'll bring him in on the other side. Take a look.
There ain't no place I really got to be. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? This old motor well, it moves me along. Wheels are humming down the road like a song. Taillights fade out into the night. I wonder if I'll be alright. I wonder if I'll be alright. I wonder if I'll be alright. Alright, Gabe Witcher, everyone.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, thank you guys for having me. How about Gabe Witcher? I can listen to that guy.
Can I tell you something? I was getting some Zach Brown vibes on that right there.
Yeah, he plays with the Punch Brothers. He's played with every cool band, I think. And I was just lucky enough to get him to play with me.
Yeah. Derek, listen, man, I was reading your story today.
What a story.
Just about how you seem to have gone through hell, came out on the other side. And all is right with the world. And it's funny, Suki and I were talking about it today. I think in the article you say, if life gives you this left turn, you could either go with it, and like your doctor told you. I want you to explain. You basically in 2016 you were doing your thing. You were film mixing, sound editing, and a doctor came out and told you that you had stage 4 head and neck cancer. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. I had a lump on my neck on the right side. So that's kind of how it presents. And I thought it was a swollen gland. And since I'm a guy, I left it for months.
Sure. Well, naturally.
And I was on a film mixing and my buddy Wayne said, "Hey, there's a lump on your neck." And I had a beard that was 3 times this size.
Wow.
And he saw it through the beard.
Wow.
So the director, Dave Talbert, said, "Hey, here's my doctor's number. Why don't you go see him?" And I went to see him. And it was like House. I don't know if you guys have seen that show.
Yeah, I love that show.
Big wood desk in his office. And he's like, "Let's go into my office." And I was like, now I know it's bad. When you're sitting at the desk, and not in the
office,
the room.
The patient room, yeah.
The patient room. So it happened very quickly. He had me to a surgeon that evening to scope my throat. He put a camera up my nose, down my throat, and scoped. And I was in for a biopsy the next week, and things took off rapidly. So had 4. A great doctor. Yeah, he caught it immediately. I think.
God bless.
This goes unchecked and undiagnosed a lot of times. So I was very, very lucky. Yeah. You look at Val Kilmer and his had progressed further. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
I was curious. You were talking about your life before cancer in some of the pieces that I had read. And it was a fast-paced life, Hollywood. I mean, you were at the highest. How has this sort of transitioned your focus into the person that you are today? Cancer shapes people in different ways, families in different ways. We're all been touched with cancer in some aspect of our lives. How has it changed you in the life that you live today?
And my oncologist warned me this would happen. He said, "You're either going to go down a depressed road or you're going to change your life and embrace life in a way you've never have." And he was like, "It's your choice. You can make it now or later." So
wow.
What happened is work became
much less important. Family became way more important. Friends, like the amount of friends who come out when you go through something like this is incredible. Like I had friends fly out from Colorado, where I'm from. My mom flew out. I had friends driving me to my appointments, coming to stay, sit with me during the days, sit through the radiation treatments and the chemo treatments, which kind of last all day. It was, it made me, before cancer, I thought I could do everything on my own, super A-type personality. And then about 4 weeks into treatment, you realize that you are not doing it on your own.
Yeah.
There is no way.
Oh, yeah.
So, it softens you. It makes you embrace your friends more, embrace just being a human instead of more of a machine. Like I would work, 90 hours a week.
Holy crap.
Yeah. It was very, very long hours.
Holy
crap. And my whole world was work.
And Derek, when you get involved in sound mixing and sound editing, how obviously you're already into the technological aspects of the whole movie making process and music and everything else.
Yeah.
How did you get into that? How did you first get your start in sound editing for the movies?
So I take a lot of interns on, and I've worked with hundreds, maybe thousands of people along the years. We all have one common thread. We all failed at music. It's like, oh man, now we got to go make a living. And so I think most of us were very musical coming into it. And then just kind of stumbled our way in. I had a degree from University of Colorado in the recording arts.
Wow.
So that was kind of my transition. And I came in when we were just finishing on film and mag, the big reels that you're used to seeing in the old clips, where it moved to digital. And I was really good on the digital platforms. And so that's kind of how I got my start.
How does it? I don't even know, because when you go to like a big Dolby Cinema theater and your body gets rocked by the music, the explosions, whatever. I mean, that's when you see sound mixing and you feel sound mixing. When is that like a true essence of like what you do? Like when you want people to sit in that movie theater and have that experience, or?
Yeah. So when they make a movie, they're shooting it now with multiple cameras and things. So everything is on a lav. So you don't hear footsteps. You don't hear anything except they're trying to capture the voice, because you have multiple cameras with a close up and a wide shot. Things have changed with digital. So we have to add back everything from the air, the birds, the leaves kind of going in the background, whatever it is, to the explosions, to the music, to the group in the background. Because they don't shoot, when you see background restaurant scenes, everybody's just doing this.
Quietly
so we have
talking.
Not even talking. So we have to go put words in their mouth. So so everything
That's
you hear in a movie is recreated.
Well, that was a freaking movie secret that I had no idea about. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's super fascinating. The whole process
So you're going frame by frame on that thing. So
frame by frame, thousands of tracks.
No Country for Old Men, right? So is it the music you're laying in, or is it just like what you said? It's down right to the gunshots and everything else that goes on.
Footsteps you hear is like leather boot footsteps going over the rocks, and the rocks crumbling under him. All that kind of stuff is added. Now, the production mixer on that movie did an incredible job, and there wasn't a lot of talking, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
So he captured a lot of that, but we still enhance all of that.
Going back to I just want to wrap up your story with cancer. It's just, I think it's just incredible. You couldn't drink water. You had to learn how to eat again. The daunting tasks of having to do the basic necessities of what we all really take for granted. How were you able to get through the day to day? I know you had your family and your friends and everything like that, but your mind and your ability, what did you do? Because there's so many of us, there's so many of us on our platform right here that struggle with the day to day. How did you deal with the day to day, and what could you share with us to to pass along?
So if we have like 2 minutes, I'll kind of take you through the process.
We have plenty.
The first thing I heard is the chemo might make me lose my hearing.
Wow.
And the radiation, if I lost too much weight, they would do a feeding tube. I would lose my swallow muscles. And I, had a really tough time talking and everything through it. So I didn't know if I would really even be able to speak again. I did a lot of rehab after it because the radiation just burns you from the inside out. It's like a 3rd-degree sunburn from the inside. So I could lose 40 pounds through the process. And we're talking 10 weeks. So 40 pounds in 10 weeks. And I ended up losing more than that. But the 40 pounds was the benchmark whether they give you a feeding tube or not. And so they would give me morphine, liquid morphine, and you would swish it in tears and then drink like an Ensure watered down because my throat was too tight to swallow.
Oh my God.
Even in Ensure. And I would do that 3 times a day. And I did the math on the calories and I would be able to I would lose 45 pounds through the whole thing. So I started wearing shorts and flip-flops. And then as it progressed, I wore boots and jeans and a jacket.
To make yourself heavier?
Yeah, I had rocks in my pockets, things like that. But it was, it's exhausting. You would swish the morphine in tears and then drink, and then I would just sleep.
Oh my gosh.
And it's radiation is crazy stuff. I grew an extra tooth in my gum. It was just wild. The weird stuff that happens with the radiation is crazy. And I don't know really if the radiation or chemo was worse, but it seems like the radiation just because it was, I couldn't speak, didn't have swallow muscles, all that stuff. It just was 3rd-degree burns. So, so that was kind of the process. And then coming out of it, it took until Christmas before I could have soup. And I had finished September 13.
Wow.
So,
wow.
So yeah, it was quite a process. And then I started regaining my voice. And somebody suggested voice lessons, which I had never taken. And I found a teacher who had gone through losing his voice as a professional singer and then recovering. So I chose him, a guy named Alan Roscoe. And we started working every single day.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was at first, maybe I could get through 3 or 4 words without choking. And then by the time I did the album, and I didn't even plan to do an album, it just became one of those things if I can ever sing, I'm going to just do an album.
Just doing it.
Oh, yeah.
I read, Derek, that throughout your recovery, you wrote 150 songs?
Yeah, in the first year of COVID, I think.
That's unbelievable. 150 songs.
Yeah, and I probably have another 50 or 100 more now.
And you picked out the ones you liked the most and put it into this album, Wildflower, not Fire, Wildflower.
I picked out the ones that I wasn't tired of singing. I got tired of them really quick. So, yeah, it was just more of that. Oh man, I still like that song. Shake, Shake, Shake at the end there was the first song I wrote. I was walking with my fiance and my dog, and I started singing it. And I was like, oh, and that was the first song I wrote. And that kind of started the whole thing. It was probably the second day of our lockdowns.
And was it true you hadn't picked up a guitar in 20 years prior to that? Is that true?
Hadn't played at all. Yeah.
Wow.
That's wild. Dude, you want to pick one up now?
I would be happy to.
Come on, we'll talk some more. I want to hear this beautiful voice.
And look at all those beautiful guitars.
I don't know if it's a beautiful voice, but it's a what cancer did to me voice. So it's got a little character, probably.
Just the fact that you're here on the show with us is unreal.
We're excited.
It amazes me every day too. Yeah,
it's amazing.
And you guys just having me on here is so cool. So I really want to thank you for that.
Thanks, Derek.
I'm gonna do Baby.
Oh, okay.
Because somebody requested that I do it.
Oh,
all right.
So
light it up, my friend.
And you can hear the guitar there?
All good, yep.
All right. Baby gonna dance, oh she gonna dance. Baby gonna sing, yeah she gonna sing. Baby gonna fly, oh she gonna fly. Baby gonna laugh, oh she gonna laugh. Oh she gonna cry, yeah she gonna cry. Baby gonna get real high. Baby gonna get real high. Baby gonna hold tight. Baby gonna make it right. Baby gonna find someone to love. She gonna rise above. Baby gonna be everything. She gonna find the love she needs. She gonna get her a diamond ring. Gonna take this chance. Gonna take this chance. Oh, gonna rise so high. She gonna shine. She gonna climb her way to fame. She gonna make it anyway. Baby standing tall, she's standing tall. But she can't take it all. She gonna burn up in the shame. Baby got no one to blame. All her friends are fading off. She can't take that kind of loss. Oh, she ain't been heard from. No one cares where she gone. She gonna dance, she gonna dance. She gonna dance the night away. She gonna fade away. Baby took a chance, Baby gonna dance, baby gonna dance. Baby gonna fade, Baby gonna away, baby gonna away.
Wow. Nice.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Nice.
That was really beautiful.
Derek, if things don't work out with her fiance, I got about 32 women on here who wouldn't mind hanging out with you. But that was
really sweet. Thank you.
That was great. You know what's funny? I'm looking at you and I'm like, boy, he reminds me of just facially.
Yeah.
You remind me of somebody, and I finally figured it out while you were singing.
The actor.
You made it right. Joey Pants.
Hear that a lot.
All the time.
I was driving into Fox.
Yeah.
Fox Studios about 3 weeks ago, and the security guard goes, "Hey, Joey Pants," and he let me right through with that.
That is so fun. And the funny thing is, I just saw him on Instagram, and he's got a beard working right now, and I'm like, man, I just saw this face somewhere, and I was like, that's it.
I got to
Joey
go on
Pants.
tour with him. There we
go. Oh my god, a little stunt double.
So are you going to be going on tour? Because everything that we're reading was you're going to try and be in South by West.
Yeah, I just played Austin.
You were
I played
there.
a few shows out there.
Yeah.
I played with Billy Bob Thornton was gracious enough
That's
to have me open for him. And then I was just got back from Nashville yesterday. Have a few shows here in Los Angeles, going up to San Francisco. And then we'll see where the world takes me.
Yeah. You were talking about in some of your articles, like now choosing things a little bit more as to what you want to spend your time doing, just having lived that, you had a sound studio in your own house. I mean, you basically lived and breathed your work for so long.
Yeah.
P.S. Hidden Figures, one of my favorite movies.
It was on Hidden Figures that I was diagnosed.
Oh,
So
really?
there you go. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But what I was curious to knowing is that have you found your second act, your purpose, your and because it's very aspirational for a lot of us to find out what we're doing next, and like you said, if the road goes this way, we have to kind of figure out how to navigate it, right?
Yeah, it's a little odd making a decision to be a 20-year-old at 50. But,
but you know what?
No,
when we were 20, we were so goddamn serious about our careers and what we wanted to do, and we never really lived. All we did was work.
It's true, and I was totally guilty of that. I toured with a band for a couple of years, the Rosemary's. We played some shows in another band, Leaf, in my early 20s, but didn't really appreciate it or appreciate what I had at the time. Now I'm just full of gratitude.
That's wild. Derek, I got to assume that doing some sound editing for a movie like Jumper has to be pretty wild.
That one was wild. Yeah, it was a lot of the sounds were made with guitar. Craig Hennigan was the supervisor on that, and the sound designer, and then a lot of like smashing glass for like the jump sounds.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of distorted guitars and smashing glass and things like that,
and
kind of create those sounds.
And just recently, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I mean, if you haven't seen this, I mean, you got to see this. You have to.
And that was super fun to mix because the music was all done live. So it was I love mixing music. So it was one of my favorite projects. And Jessica is super cool and a great voice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say like on No Country for Old Men. You get that after everything's done, right? You ever get to hang and see Tommy Lee Jones or any of those people in the movie, Javier Bardem?
I see them afterwards when we shoot their ADR. So there will be lines that they want to add.
Oh, okay, yeah, they'll come in.
Or ads or things that we have to replace just because maybe the mic, like the battery died or whatever while they were
Listen,
shooting.
those are very hard. I had to do one of those for like a show, and basically there's a countdown, and then you have to hit the line, and then you have to watch your mouth, and I have never experienced anything like that in my life.
Enjoy it. The thing is, though, I heard you saying you would be really good at it because you can match inflection, right?
See, Suki, you're a good singer.
You think about it. I know. I was like, I'm going to go on tour.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? That's something I've always wanted to do. And I was telling my husband, I think I want to take voice lessons and learn how to just to really do it one time.
Both
you know,
guys. And Scott's got a guitar back there, and I'm sure.
I know.
Listen. You know what? I got.
Hold
on. I got an electric back there too, Derek. That doesn't have any strings.
Yeah. Well, we can
tell him the story, Scotty. Tell him the story. Your dad got it for you. Go
Real
ahead.
quick, I was 10 years old. They were wheeling me in for an appendix operation. My mother was looking over the gurney. And what do you want? I'll get you anything. I'll get you anything. I want an electric guitar. And it was the first thing that came out of my mouth. So before you knew it, I was in the house. I had the one speaker. I'm like, I didn't take lessons. I took lessons for 2 weeks. Only song I ever knew how to play was Wreck-a-Ty Edmund Fitzgerald.
Good choice.
And now it's still sitting back there. No strings. I won't throw it out.
Yeah.
Well, we have YouTube now, and you can get great. This is how I learned to play again.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? That's what my son is doing. We bought him a guitar for Christmas, and he's learning how to play guitar over YouTube. It is just an incredible possibility.
You get the best teachers in the world. Like, these guys are so good and so good at teaching, and then I get to rewind and slow it down. And how do you do that? Yeah,
Derek, listen, man. So you got Wildflower is out.
It is out. And I'm wearing the hat.
You got the hat.
Love it.
You can get it wherever songs are downloaded. You want to do one more from that album?
Sure.
Before
Can I
we
do
go?
one more request, even though it's
not? Oh, you do.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
All right. Because I wrote a song for the girls in my life, my two nieces.
Oh yeah.
We'll get some accompaniment. I like it. My nieces Isadore and Kiki, and then my fiance Jay. So I'm going to attempt this. It's pretty new.
Go ahead, light it up.
And it's the ABCs. A, I'll always love you. B, I want to be there. C, I want to see you soon. D, I want to do all the things we said. E is everything we promised to. Now F is for the time that G, I really miss you. H, I want to hold you tight. I is the door, and J, well, she's my girl, and Kiki, you're all on my mind. L is for the love, and M is all the magic anytime that I'm with you. Now O is a big circle, P is all the possibility, Q is not to question why. R is all the rules that we are gonna break, the essays we forgot to write. And T is for the time that you've been on my mind, and V is all the versions why. W, know that X, hugs and kisses is why I wrote this little tune. Z is all the letters that brought me here to you. Z is all the letters that brought me here to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. All the letters that brought me here to
I love that song. I love that song.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I have to play that for my kids. I love that song.
Yeah, my nieces are 6 and 7, so I wrote that for them.
I love it.
Thank you.
Derek, listen, man, an absolute pleasure having you on. You know,
man,
your story.
You guys had me on.
Derek, you got to do that on Sesame Street. You will have to do that song on Sesame Street.
Call them and let them know. I would love to.
That's so. Yeah, that was like very Raffi like.
That is,
tune,
it's,
right?
Yeah.
I love it. The album is called Wildflower. It's everywhere you get your music. Derek's out on the road. Derek, where are you gonna be anywhere over the summer? You traveling? You doing some touring?
I'm going to be here, and then next I'm going to be in San Francisco. We're setting that up right now. And then something I can't announce yet because it's not finalized yet, but I think I'll be opening for a bigger act soon.
Woo!
And then DerekVmusic.com, DEREKV music. And then I'm not good at self-promotion, but I'm going to try. The real Derek V music at Instagram.
At Instagram, also.
And then Facebook. Find me on
Derek,
Facebook.
thank you, my friend.
And all right, man. Thank you.
Listen,
guys so much.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Derek,
thank you for your stories
and continued health, my friend. Really.
All right, thank you.
You come back on. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
All right, appreciate everything.
Thank you, my friend.
Bye, Derek.
Bye.
That was great. He is great. I love that last song.
Do you remember it, Sook?
Yes. I don't know, but I'm going to learn the words. I'm going to download it, and I'm going to learn the words.
Listen, don't I always tell you have a good voice? You never want to sing. I always tell you have a good voice. Listen, if you're just joining us, Toby Lightman's coming up in just a second. We were singing at the beginning of the show because Denise Williams is coming on next Wednesday.
Let's hear it for the boy.
Baby, he's no Romeo. He's my loving one-man show. You know, it was funny. Her son called me. He kind of he sets up all her stuff.
I love that.
And I saw it says Denise Williams when the call's coming in. So I picked up the phone. I didn't even say hello. All I said was, "It's gonna take a miracle." The guy was cracking up. He was so fun. So Denise is coming on. She's back out there doing her thing, and we'll sing for her, Sook. It's all good.
I love it. I love it.
Toby Lightman coming up in a second, but first we do a little business. Here you go.
Hey, I'm Suki.
Hey, everybody. I'm Scott.
Scott, I heard the statistic, which I thought was absolutely mind-blowing.
Go ahead.
80% of people who get into accidents are actually distracted while driving. That's what happens.
Yeah. Listen, don't I know it? And I'm so mad at myself because on my way over here, I dropped my, I'm always eating the French fries,
right,
Suki.
yeah.
I dropped them in the side by my seat when
and you were
can't
leaning
get
over?
to. I had a crick in my neck, and I almost drove off the road. And I forgot you gave me The drop stop.
This is the drop stop that could have saved your life and could have saved that French fry. Listen, it's a really easy thing. You put this in the passenger side, and you could also put it in the driver's side. It stretches to fit any seat.
Yeah.
You could also make it smaller to fit a smaller seat. So this actually fills the void in your car, so you're not leaning, your eyes can stay on the road.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Suk, I got one of these for my daughter who's in college right now. Listen, it's more important to me to protect her from dropping her stuff, because I know she always complains she drops her phone, maybe the car keys, maybe her makeup kit, whatever it is. Everybody's dropping French fries, you know that. But this drop stop, this is the way to go. Nothing gets through it, and not only that, it doesn't stain. It's beautiful.
Yep, liquid and stain resistant. Guys, this is going to save somebody's life, and we want you to get in on the deal, and that's why the people at Local Steals and Deals want to hook you up. 20%
20% off. Localsteals.com, the drop stop. You got to get one today. It's amazing.
We think it's pretty cool, and you will too.
That's a great riff. I mean, come on, smokestack. I was like, who is that? I mean, who doesn't like grilling in the summertime or just even anytime? This thing just made it very easy.
Was grilling last night, so not even a word on that commercial, just music and words.
I love it. I love it. I got it.
Suk, listen, Toby Lightman is coming up. She's been on with us before a long time ago. She's an amazing singer. She's done it all. She's a mom. She's singing. She's songwriting. And she's so talented. She's been on Letterman and Conan O'Brien and all those guys. Here she is. We're going to bring Toby in on the other side. Take a look.
Sky is on fire, deep in the hollow, on the way out. I don't know. Drowning in smoke, under the cover, I'll rely on anyone. Heartbeat slows, only angel knows where I've been and where I'm going. Time stands still, so beyond my will it end.
Yay, Toby!
Hi guys.
Toby, how are you? Oh, hold on. We got some echo happening.
We do.
Hold on. I fixed it. See, look at me. I just fixed that. Huh?
Amazing. I was trying to use my studio mic, so it works for me.
I love it.
Toby, what's good? Did you see our first guest, Derek Vanderhorst?
I did. Well, I didn't see all of it, but I did see a lot of it, and I love that it was like A B C D E F G. Like,
and what a backstory.
It was like reinventing the classic. It's hard to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a great story. How are you, young lady? You got some new music coming out tomorrow, huh?
I do. I have new music, and I actually have a newish baby that's about to turn 1.
Really?
Since I've seen you guys, I did in fact have a COVID baby.
You've been busy.
I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you. He literally turns 1 on June 23rd. So it's
is that him right
there? That's him, yes. That's my Mother's Day my Mother's Day breakfast.
3 raspberries that somebody's stealing a raspberry right there.
That was my husband putting that plate together. So to say the least, I'm the cook in the family.
Well, so wait, so this new song that comes out tomorrow, "Help Me Get Over This," is that "Help Me Get Over All These People in My House"? Is that what you're writing about?
Yes. I mean, you can apply it to anything, Scott. It's a very general. You can apply it to, I dropped my ice cream. Help me get over this, but
so fun.
I would say mostly the song, we did write it during the quarantine, the lockdown, and
right.
And we were just talking about how are we going to get over this when we are supposed to get over this, and reaching out and having it be difficult for people that aren't used to reaching out to friends and saying, I need to talk, or I need to have a hug or something like that, when you wouldn't have normally done that. But I think COVID kind of made you have to do that in a way.
Yeah, 100%.
It
made us rethink our vulnerabilities and how vulnerable and how connected we all are emotionally to each other. And we didn't, things that maybe that we didn't even realize. Like I have reached out to all my old friends and reconnected. I never thought I would, high school friends, my parents moved, and I'm like hanging out with my my elementary school friends. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you start to realize like everybody needs a connection in some way. And, if you're single and you were going through it, you're needing companionship in one way. And if you're married, you need it in another way. I mean, it was just like everybody had their people that you had to start reaching out to. And even regardless of that, it became, there was still life happening, even though we were in lockdown, there was still, unfortunately, like cancers and sickness and loss and things that were going on. And how do we cope with all things while we're in this new, world in a way? So anyway, it's uplifting though. I promise it's an uplifting song.
No, it's an uplifting album.
I reached out to all my old friends and they were all like, "I'm sorry, who are you?"
I'm sorry, your email is?
Yeah, I thought it'd be nice to just reach out to people. And they're like, I think I remember you from high school, no?
Oh, well then you brought out your guitar with no strings, and then they
I always have myself to talk to, Toby. I always have myself. The new song is "Help Me Get Over This." Now it's already premiered on Sirius XM, right?
It has. It's played I used to tour with actually the guy that does this show called Train Tracks, Pat Monahan.
Oh yeah, Pat Monahan. Okay.
A taste of new songs to come on his show, and so he played it, and then he's actually going to do it again. I'm not quite sure what the day is, but if you are a Sirius member and you go on to the Pulse, his show is called Train Tracks. So when we know the air date, we'll pass it along, and maybe you guys can share it.
And it comes out tomorrow, so anybody could download it from Spotify, Apple Music, and all those places.
Yes, it does. It's going to be available everywhere, and I haven't put a new song out in a while, so I'm really excited. And I think it's like despite all of the the way we were describing it earlier, it is a very uplifting song. It is about friendship and support, and so for me, it's a very time-appropriate song based on us going back to normal and all this other stuff that's going on, and people just kind of in these very heavy discussions about things. And so anyway, I think the song, I relate a lot to it, but I also wrote it. So
is that the song you were going to sing for us?
It is.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. All right, good. Light it up and then we'll talk some more. I can't wait to hear it.
Okay. When the wounds are running so deep and the pain is the company you keep, birds are singing, bells are ringing, but I can't hear a sound. Watching the clock tick tock and it's moving so slow, feeling my heartbeat drop and I'm losing control, 'cause my world just stopped and I can't let it go. Help me get over this, help me get over time is the only way to heal. But I need to hold on to something that's real. 'Cause laughing ain't easy, no it ain't easy. But I know one day I will. Watching the clock tick tock, and it's moving so slow. Feeling my heart beat drop, and I'm losing control. 'Cause my world just stopped, and I can't let it go. Help me get over this. Help me get over this. Ooh, 'cause my world just stopped, and I can't let it go. Help me get over this. Help me get over this. When you're down and out, you'll be found somehow. Calling on a friend, calling on a friend. Feeling my heartbeat drop, and I'm losing control. 'Cause my world just stopped, and I can't let it go. Help me get over this. Help me get over this. Ooh.
Very nice. I gotta tell you,
I think
that
the last
sounded
time you
good.
sang some lullabies for us, right? Because we were
Probably. I mean, I vividly remember being on the show and being like, I remember your kitchen. I remember the brick wall. Like, I remember all of it. And I remember
the chaos.
I think I played like a Beatles song. Maybe.
Yes, you
do
did play a
song,
Beatles
too.
song.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Toby, I want to take you back to high school for a minute.
In Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Yeah.
That is
Cherry Hill
where
East.
I went.
Hailing from Cherry
Hill
New
East,
Jersey.
New Jersey.
It sounds very sophisticated.
Was there a Cherry Hill West?
There was. There was.
Yeah, of course. Cherry Hill down
Enemies.
Yeah.
Rivals.
You in high school, you sang a solo of Bridge Over Troubled Water. Is that correct?
I did.
And because of the audience response was so good, it prompted you to pick up this little thing you're doing now, right?
It's true. I mean, I actually was classically trained on the violin when I was 6.
Wow.
And I played in the orchestras all through elementary school, junior high, and then when I got to high school. And I did a vocal class just for fun with my friends to get more credit, and we could all eat lunch together and be in this. And then every once in a while we'd have to stand up and like sing something, and then we just didn't really think twice about it. And then, you know, I auditioned for higher level groups, and by my senior year I was in the varsity choir, I was doing madrigals, I was doing all these singing groups, and I still didn't really quite know that I could sing well, but I knew I could play the violin well. And so it was like I was making something else make noise, but when my body was making the noise, I couldn't tell if it was good or not. Anyway, my music teacher said, will you audition for the solo? And I got it. And that was the first time I sang in front of people and saw their like reaction.
The reaction.
Yeah.
Can I request a little Bridge Over Troubled Water? You remember it?
I don't even know. I mean, my verse, I can start with my part was, sail on, silver.
I knew that's where you were going.
Sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. And then there was the choir behind me.
That's really good.
It was a gospel version of Bridge Over Troubled Water.
I love it.
That was very good, by the way. Very good.
Thank you.
And also, I was also reading, like, Suk, I don't know if you like toured with Gavin DeGraw. And
I love
Prince.
Gavin DeGraw.
You toured with Prince also?
I did. It was wild. I actually left the tour with Gavin DeGraw to go play the show with Prince, which, no offense to Gavin, but it was a no-brainer.
It was Prince. Prince was calling.
It was Prince. And this story is beyond. It's kind of one of those things that I don't know if we have enough time for all of it. But
come on, give us the abridged version.
The abridged version is we left the tour. We didn't have a lot of our gear because we didn't know we were going to do this, and so we flew with a lot of stuff. We were introduced to his guitar tech, who basically was setting us up in the round. You know how he performed
in a round.
And so he was wireless, everyone was wireless, and we had never performed that way. And so we're just getting our bearings, and the guitar tech said, well, when he shows up, I'll let you know, so you're not taken off guard. My hair was up in a bun, I had flip-flops on, no makeup, I was exhausted. And all of a sudden the whole arena just quiets down. All the people that were working and setting up just get quiet, and I turn around, he's literally standing right next to me, and I want to thank you for leaving your tour to come and play this show with me. And I mean, it was the nicest. I'm like, well, don't thank me yet. You haven't even heard me play. And he was like, well, no, I heard you on Conan. I saw you perform your single on Conan O'Brien.
Wow.
And so it validated that he was the one that sought me out. It was beyond. And then he ended up watching my sound check and clapping when we played the single, and then he ended up I said, I had my camera with me, I'm like, can I please get a picture? And he said, no, I'll do better than a picture later. We were like,
what
does that mean?
Wait, you made out with Prince?
I mean, look, the story could go a different direction, but that's not the way that it went. What ended up happening is we watched him perform, and we knew we were invited to the after parties. He was notorious for these after parties, and we were so excited to just be in the same room with him. And we showed up, and there's nobody there. And 20 minutes later, his assistant and him walk in together, and he sits down and he says, "This is me doing better than a picture." And it was
that's so cool.
Yeah.
What I would have been dying. I would have been like, I have a private audience with Prince. What the hell am I going to say? What am I going to do? And I've an outer body experience.
Suki, I can't believe that Toby made out with Prince. That's unbelievable.
If you want to spread that rumor, it's fine.
I'm spreading that rumor. Absolutely.
I mean, look, the night we ended up hanging out until 4 a.m.
I love it.
What we ended up doing was playing pool, because he found out that I love to play pool, and he loved playing pool too. So we ended up going to another bar where people thought that he was going to be, and he ended up not being there. So they all left. So then his assistant said to him, we can go back. And so we went back, and we ended up playing pool till like 4 a.m.
You know what the craziest thing
That's
after his
amazing.
Untimely passing, you started seeing like when he was in his hometown of Minneapolis, I mean, St. Paul, like he would go to all of his regular places and hang out. I mean, it was like, but late at night, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd be there. Like,
yeah.
And people have like these great, beautiful stories that that they were so, like, you were so lucky to be a part of. I mean, that's like crazy.
Well, I feel so, I mean, now, especially because, so what happened is an author who's writing a biography on him reached out and wanted to interview me for the book. And I was like, wow, to be a part of his story is so on, there's no words for it. And so when I did the interview at the end, I asked him who recommended me for the book. And he said his old assistant.
Oh.
And so I said, can I please, email her and thank her for thinking of me? And so we ended up having an email exchange, and she wrote to me the sweetest email saying that he spoke about me after our show and, a few times, and was, worried that the people around me were stifling my voice. I mean, just like the most beautiful things. And so I always thought that I would see him again. It was like, he was the artist that.
You know why he spoke about you, right?
Because you didn't make out with him.
Because you made out with him, Toby.
Well, I guess I left a mark.
You know what's so interesting is like after, like I just watched an interesting documentary on George Michael. And then I watched an interesting documentary on Prince. And these two guys, these behemoths in talent, music, songwriting, how they went against the course of those big companies, those big distribution labels to own their music and their talent. And, and you also have in your own way, done things that feel right for you musically as an artist. I'm sure that was something that you must have had a parallel with him in.
Yeah, you're like totally on the right page right now, because the whole conversation we had at that party where we were just sitting at a booth in a bar with nobody in it, he was saying to me, he was talking to me about how he had the Musicology album come out, and that was the tour he was on, and he was selling the album with the ticket. Wow. And so everybody that went into the show got an album.
Wow.
And SoundScan wasn't counting them. So he was telling me, I went platinum 6 months ago. Yeah. You know, like I sold millions of records and nobody cares, you know, and it was just, he was so forward thinking. And he was like, look at the dotted line, read the fine print, you know, and he was so on with so much stuff. And the other thing I'll say is, you know, obviously these legends, they have such a unique reality, you know, they're living such a unique life, and everybody has their ideas of who these people are. But sitting with him and hearing him just talk so frankly about all of that, it was like, wow, he's like a real person who is really smart. And he said to me, you know, put people around you that support what you're doing. I don't curse. I don't bring anybody into my camp that curses. That's what I want. You know, it was like, he was so real about so much stuff to me in the one night that we met him. It was pretty cool.
He was giving you diamonds. He's like diamonds, dropping pearls from his lips, you know?
He was. And he actually, his, you know, producing and playing all the instruments really did influence me. And I went through the major label circuit. I worked with producers they wanted me to work with, and honored to work with some of these people. But this album, particularly that I'm putting out now, I produced it myself. And it's the first time I actually felt like I can do this. I can play the instruments. I can tell my friends, let's do this together. You know, can you change this fill? Let's do the. And I was the whole time thinking, wow, like he empowered me to feel like I could do it as a woman in the music business and not have to rely on, no offense, Scott, but a male producer in a studio.
Or the machine. It's a machine, right?
You know who the big loser was in all of this? Gavin DeGraw.
Poor Gavin.
Exactly.
Right?
Where is Gavin?
Is Gavin?
I just saw Gavin DeGraw last summer at the Capitol Theater by me. He was incredible, by the way.
Is he the one who does he do I Don't Want to Be Lonely?
No,
that's
I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately.
Baby.
Yeah.
You do sing well.
Listen, I'll tell you a really quick story. I met Gavin DeGraw because when we were on the morning show, he had just gotten signed by Arista, and they were pitching him on our morning show like, this guy is incredible. He comes in with a piano and he just will blow you away. Literally, he came in with a piano. He sang his debut album, and I was like, I have been a fan ever since. Just his words, his rhythm, just everything about that guy. Just 19-year-old from upstate New York. I don't know.
It was great.
I mean, just incredible.
Yeah, you know, we watched him almost every night, and he did have a thing that he did every night, and the girls went crazy.
Bananas.
And he would sing "Let's Get It On," and he would at one point during the "Let's Get It On," he would do a split.
I did not see that.
The first couple times he did it, we were like, holy, oh my God. And then the next night he did it. And then the next time we were like, oh, okay.
That's so funny. Yeah. Toby, listen, you're actually going out. You've been out, right? And you got a couple things coming up actually tomorrow in Greensboro.
Yeah, and Charlotte and Atlanta.
Right? Yeah, no, that's great. So I'm so glad to see you're out and about and doing your thing. And you know, when you're out on the big rock star tour bus, do the kids come with you and the husband, or no?
No, I mean, these are actually shows that I've rescheduled since before COVID, before baby number 2. So I'm just like a fly in, fly out girl right now.
Toby, how has baby number 2 kind of changed everything?
I was very shocked that I got pregnant, because it was very difficult for me to get pregnant.
You did. Last time you were on, we talked about your fertility issues with the first one.
Yeah, and so the fact that this happened, and he's the sweetest baby.
Aw.
He's a bear. He's a bear. He's so big. He's like so heavy, but he's so sweet. And you know, it's definitely made traveling a more logistical, you know, project. How do we do this? My husband works full time. He travels a lot for work. So actually on this trip tomorrow, we're like 2 ships. We're like we're underlapping by an hour. And we're like, oh my God, who's going to be with them for the hour that like I'm not here and you're not back? So it's definitely a thing. But I think that now he's getting a little older, it's a little easier. And
They do. They get easier and easier.
Toby,
You just need to get to age 6. That's when life just opens up a lot.
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah. Especially with 2.
I can't believe you had Prince's love child and we're just hearing about this now. Suki, we gotta get this clip to extra. This is
wins, Toby.
Spread the word, Scott. I'm telling you, spread the word. Good press, bad press is good press, or what is it?
It's all good.
It's all good press. Any press is good press, or something.
Toby,
like that.
you want to do one more before we go?
I'll do one. I actually was working this up because it was Prince's birthday a couple days ago.
Yep.
I actually started producing a version of this song just because it was like it's a guilty pleasure song for me. So I figured I would play it for you guys.
I'll get you in the mood real quick. There you go.
Oh my God.
Right. That was our purple.
Prepared.
Yeah, he is good, isn't he? He's got a dove on top of him.
Got a good partner there, Suki.
Go ahead, Toby. Light it up.
Okay. I'm not a woman. I'm not a man. I am something that you'll never understand. I'll never beat you. I'll never lie. And if you're evil, I'll forgive you by and by. 'Cause I would die for you. Yeah. Darling, if you want me to, I would die for you. Yeah. I'm not your lover. I'm not your friend. I am something that you'll never comprehend. No need to worry. No need to cry. I'm your Messiah and you're the reason why. 'Cause I would die for you. Yeah. Darling, if you want me to, I would die for you. Yeah. You're just a sinner, I am told. Be a fire when you're cold. Make you happy when you're sad. Make you good when you are bad. I'm not human, I am dove. I'm your conscience, I am love. All I really need is to know that you believe. Oh, I would die for you. Oh.
Man, Prince died when he was 57, I believe, and then would have been like, I don't know, 64 or something. 64 this year,
Unreal.
64 or 65. Man,
Something
crazy.
like yeah.
Toby,
you would have had an AARP card. How is that possible, Toby? How would that be possible?
But he'd still be wearing heels.
Hell
He'd
yeah.
still be wearing purple boots. I'm
And
in it.
you may have ended up dating him now at this time, Toby.
I'll tell my husband. I'll be like, look.
He don't listen. He wouldn't care.
He
Come on,
wouldn't have
it's
been
Prince.
fine.
It's Prince. Listen, so you got the song comes out tomorrow. Help me get over this. Toby Lightman. Everybody's got to go download the song. Toby, you are an absolute. You're a gem.
Thank you.
Congratulations
on the baby.
Thank you.
Everything.
Thank you so
it's
much
all
for having me.
fantastic. A self-taught musician. And bridge over troubled water will never be the same.
Hailing from Cherry Hill
Yeah.
East.
I actually wanted to tell Derek, I do write songs for Sesame Street too. Now that I
oh my God, did you hear Derek's backstory?
Well, not in the beginning, but he said he wanted to get that song on Sesame Street, and I actually write songs for Sesame Street.
You should, because he
Listen,
had stage 4 head and neck cancer.
the Cliff Notes. He was a Hollywood film mixer, a sound editor on major movies. And he got stage 4. He was diagnosed with stage 4 neck and head cancer.
Yep.
Went through an insane chemo. They told him he wasn't going to have a voice.
He was on the set of Hidden Figures mixing that
Yeah.
film when it happened.
And he went through this devastating,
lost his voice, lost the ability to swallow, to eat.
Oh
everything.
my God.
He relearned everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
Derek.
now he's back, and he's.
We gotta get him on Sesame Street, Toby.
Sesame Street. I'll tell my friend is the music director. I'll
yes,
be like,
please. It's a great story because
it's a great
he's a music
story.
editor. I mean, he is insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Sounded like Raffi a little bit to me on that tune.
It did. I mean, look, Raffi. I love a good Raffi song.
Toby, listen, continued success. Thank you so much for
you.
coming on. You're amazing, and just keep it going. And we love you for coming on. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Bye, Toby. Make it happen for Derek. Come on.
I'm trying. Bye, guys.
Take care, Toby. Bye. Sook, she's great. How
Listen,
talented.
how cool would it be if Toby hooks up Derek, gets
Sook, I
that
think you're
song
making
on
that
Sesame
happen.
Street, and then you and I pop up A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
A is for apple. Wait, what was the oh my God, I watched the friggin' Elmo tapes so many times, right?
I know.
1 banana, 2 banana, 1 for me and 1 for you, banana.
You sound like the Count.
I sound like the Count. Right.
You sound like the Count right now. Anyway,
I love it.
all right,
Listen,
guys.
Stu, great show. Next week, Wednesday, Denise Williams is going to join us. We're gonna sing our brains out with Denise Williams. Let's hear it for the boy. Anyway, Sue, listen, I got a great. We're going to leave you with a new Phil tune because Phil couldn't join us today. He's got a great Bob Seger cover. We love you guys. We'll replay the show later. More tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Here's Philly Kid. Little treat before we go. Bye-bye, everybody.
On a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha, you can listen to the engine moaning out his one-note song. You can think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before. But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours and there's nothing much to do and you don't feel much like riding. You just wish the trip was through. Say, here I am on the road again. There I am, up on the stage. Here I go, playing the star again. There I go, turn the page. Well, you walk into a restaurant, strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. Most times you can't hear them talk, but other times you can. All the same old cliches. Is that a woman or a man? And you always seem outnumbered, so you don't dare make a stand. Here I am on the road again. There I am, up on the stage. Here I go, playing the star again. There I go, turn the page. sweat pours out your body like the music that you play. Later in the evening, as you lie awake in bed with the echoes from the amplifiers ringing in your head, you smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. Here I am on the road again. Here I am up on the stage. Here I go, playing the star again. Here I go, turn the page. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go, playing the star again. There I go, there I go.
Hi, I'm Suki.
Hey, everybody, I'm Scott.
All right, Scott, what are you doing?
Sook, you know what? This is a mess. I can't even find the right key to get into the house.
Tell me about it.
Oh,
you need to get the key smart. I can't believe you don't have it.
The key smart, that's what I should have. It would help me organize this mess.
What a mess. Think about this and think about this.
Oh, my God.
This is the solution that you need to have.
What is it, 14 keys on there,
14
right?
keys fit into this handy-dandy device. It also has USB cord.
Yes, for the LED light, which lasts 45 days if you're looking for your keys in the dark. And come on, Suk, who hasn't lost their keys?
Yeah, everybody's lost their keys. I got a story, and this is a true story. I've actually locked my kids in the house.
No
It was
way.
terrible, and
You
I
locked your
actually
kids
had to have the cops come and get my door open. If I had this, I would have known where the keys were, and I would have been able to get my kids and set them free.
Oh, listen, you know what I love about Key Smart is once you have it, for free, you can connect with the Tile app, which means you can actually find your phone with Key Smart. Suk, I got to tell you, I was away overseas visiting my daughter. I left my phone inside a taxi cab. I was paying the guy, left it in there right on the seat. 25 minutes later, by some miracle, I finally got it back. But if I would have had the Key Smart, I would have got it back sooner.
And we've got a really great deal for you. You can buy one, get one free. Key Smart.
Yeah, we really want you guys to have it. It's 40% off. It's an amazing deal. And you buy one, get one free. Get one for the person you love. Key Smart, localsteels.com.
And she speaks 17 different languages. You could have stopped at the son of China's richest man. And we're off, ladies and gentlemen.
Coco speaks Chinese. Get it?
I get it.